Mr. Chair, and other distinguished members of the board and county staff. As you know, in your packet is contained a resolution asking for a proclamation of a local emergency in Siskiyou County related to cannabis. And I think that we're all aware that the social justice and certainly the environmental implications of this widespread cannabis problem in Siskiyou County is very significant and potentially catastrophic. And the reason that I worked with the county administrator to develop this resolution is because I'm not really in a position to come to the board and say, hey, can I have $2 or $3 million more dollars to fight illegal, and I want to emphasize illegal cannabis production in Siskiyou County, because I think that I've got the Siskiyou Interagency Marijuana Investigation Team, as you know. They've been working diligently on illegal private property cannabis grows throughout the county. We're almost up to 80 search warrants that we've served. We're approaching 20,000 illicit plants, and we're way over what we encountered last year in our enforcement regimen. And then we have, as you know, the California Department of Justice led North State Marijuana Investigation Team, which is a regional team that is attacking the illicit cannabis grow sites that are in Forest Service or public land areas. Less than 3 weeks ago, we had CAMP, the Campaign Against Marijuana Playing, that was working with NISMIT, that actually eradicated something like over 79,000 illicit cannabis plants in public land areas of Siskiyou County. And as you know, we have insecticides, pesticides, rodenticides, we have fertilizers, we estimate there's something like 3 million gallons of water being used for the illicit grows, every day in our county. Last year, we got the Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office received about somewhere around 500 complaints from citizens complaining about illicit marijuana-related situations in their respective neighborhoods, and the planning department got over 800. Because as you know, the problem with the illicit cultivation of cannabis is not just associated with the plants themselves. It exceeds the limits that you wisely as a board imposed on the citizens, because we don't allow outdoor grows right now, certainly only 12 medicinal plants indoors. And then, I know that we're working on an ordinance revision to deal with the, Prop 64 of the 6 plants and the 28.5 ounces. But we also deal with, the blight, the fire dangers, the lack of wells, the lack of permitted buildings or structures. All these issues that the neighbors that have to deal with this environment, their quality of life is literally being diminished daily in a significant perspective. So and the reason that I think this emergency proclamation is important is because, one, it declares that Siskiyou County has an overwhelming problem with illegal cannabis production. And I want to emphasize that we could still protect the rights of the legitimate medicinal marijuana users and the rights of the recreational users, but still enforce the law and eradicate the criminal elements in our midst. I think that you're all aware that recently we had a joint investigation conducted by the Drug Enforcement Administration, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office and the U.S. Attorney's Office that uncovered, basically a conspiracy to try to corrupt a public official. That public official was me. And that illustrates the fact that we're dealing with organized crime groups. We're also dealing with an interstate illicit marijuana drug trade. And we're also dealing with billions of dollars that are coming into our county to support this illicit drug trade. And again, I differentiate between the illicit cannabis drug trade and the legal efforts. The people, I mean, there are people out there that use medicinal cannabis or use recreational cannabis that comply with the law. This problem is completely out of control because we estimate we probably have a couple thousand illicit marijuana grows. With the declaration of a local emergency, I've already talked to the chief of the Law Enforcement Division of the California Office of Emergency Services. Is one, we declare that we have a local emergency, unlike a fire or other catastrophe, that has exceeded local capabilities to properly manage or mitigate. We also send out the message that we have laws, and the rule of law in Siskiyou County and the quality of life for our citizens is foremost in our list of priorities, and we're doing something proactive to deal with the issue. Secondarily, and the most important reason that I asked that you consider this proclamation is because we need additional resources. Now, we conducted 8 search warrants last Thursday, and that was a classic example of a federal, state, and local operation, a joint operation. But those 8 search warrants involved several different task forces from out of the county, involved the FBI, involved the Drug Enforcement Administration, it involved the task force from Shasta, from Tehama County, and our own drug task force that deals with hard drugs, as well as CIMMIT, our Siskiyou Interagency Marijuana Investigation Team, which we combine with the Siskiyou County District Attorney's Office with. That's what we need to do. We need to get more federal and state support. And Mark Pazin, the chief of OES, I talked to him as early as this morning, and he's confident that we could get some more support in Siskiyou County from perhaps federal, but certainly state resources to help us mitigate this overwhelming problem. What I fear is if we go it alone, we're going to make a significant impact. We're going to get a lot more. We're going to initiate a lot more search warrant operations. We're going to make a lot more seizures. But you look at all the issues that involve this illegal drug trade. That I'm concerned about our kids. I'm concerned about us becoming a hub for illicit drug trafficking throughout the United States, because informants tell us that this illicit marijuana is going back east primarily. We have water trucks that are running up and down the roads. Now, we have shut some water trucks down, but it's still a major problem. And while the damage done to our roads is right now probably can't be determined precisely, I'm sure that our roads are being damaged, our environment's being damaged, our flora and fauna, our watersheds, and there's irreparable damage being done. Plus, as you recall, November and December last year, because of these some of these inappropriate or let's just say less than adequate housing arrangement that some people are using. We had 3 carbon monoxide deaths because of the use of generators or unsafe heating devices in either travel trailers or these shacks that sometimes are just literally built overnight. We have pit bulls running around neighborhoods. What we have right now is we have an unsafe condition in many of our neighborhoods, and our people are under siege. And they're being intimidated, they're scared, they're apprehensive, and they don't even feel safe in their own neighborhoods. And all I ask is that we consider an emergency declaration to declare that we have a problem that exceeds local capabilities to properly manage or mitigate, and that we initiate the process so that I can work through the state and the federal government to get additional support to help us mitigate more of these illicit drug operations. And that pretty much summarizes my my request, and I respectfully ask you to consider the emergency proclamation.
Thank you, Sheriff.
And not just on behalf of my department, but on behalf of the great citizens of Siskiyou County that right now are bearing the brunt of this big problem.
Thank you, Sheriff Wilkie.
Thank you.
I'm going to go to public comment. Michael Stapleton, 3 minutes.
And also, I think I wanted to speak on 10A.
Okay.
I would just like to say that it's pretty evident this county is under siege. You just look at this room. Most of these people are here, I assume, to be growing marijuana illegally and commercially. They're part of a cartel. I think the county needs to do everything they possibly can. If they can expedite the process for cutting the plants down, because, you know, once they get the idea that this is not the place to grow pot, they will leave and find someplace else. So I would give you my full support, and I thank you for what you're doing. And Sheriff Wilkie, thank you. Many people greatly appreciate you.
Susan Wallace.
Susan Wallace, KRCE, and I also like to speak on both items.
Okay, I have you. Yeah.
Okay. I want to thank the board, all of you, for what you've done regarding the illegal commercial marijuana activity that we see in the county and in my subdivision and other subdivisions, and encourage the board to pass the extension of the moratorium. I also want to say how proud I am of our sheriff and of our board of supervisors, who I know we have seen that money speaks, and there's a lot of money in this operation, and they spread it around quite liberally. The destruction that we're getting to our residential subdivisions is not going to be easily cleaned up, even if we can get rid of this operation. They've left terrible messes. My neighbor and myself, we've each picked up lots that have been subject to this marijuana grow business, and they're a mess, and it's going to take us probably a good year or so to clear out all that junk and pay to haul it away. The land itself has been totaled because any potential septic site that occurred on these 2 pieces of property, they've been devastated because they've come in with tractors and just ripped through the area just to make terraces to grow plants. And so the area that was approved for PERC is now no longer available, and we'll have to start all over again. So those damages don't go away. We've, as far as our citizens are concerned, we've put our efforts into reporting and what's going on, everything we can do to help the sheriff. But we also see right now they're getting close to harvesting. Maybe the smoke will affect that, I don't know. But grows that were busted earlier this year, they've gone back out and replanted them right away. The burn area out on White Pine out in KRCE was cleaned out. That stuff was taken out of there, and they've come back and replanted that in an illegal grow. They've just thumbed their noses at the law. We've also seen instances of intimidation and threats. We had Jehovah's Witnesses come out through the neighborhood, went down one road, and were met by the Hmong people who came and wanted to know why they were there on the road and what they were doing. Once the witnesses explained what they were doing, then the Hmong followed them out, not out just to the county road, but off the private road, which is one thing, but then from the county road out to another county road, making sure that they left the area, and they called themselves the Hmong Neighborhood Watch. So we have a neighborhood watch, of course it's listed as far as the KRCE area, but this is one they cooked up. I urge the board to adopt a proclamation declaring an emergency so that we can give the sheriff some more help. We've tried volunteering ourselves, but Posse doesn't want us just to go pull plants, so we have to do a lot of other things too. Anyway, please prove all.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment?
Now, for the record, council member, I would like to conceal my name for my safety.
Oh, did you have a card?
You'll have to fill out a card.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, yeah, he doesn't have to.
He doesn't?
Oh, no, okay,
No.
all right.
May I?
Sure.
Excuse me. Thank you, council member, for this time. I come here today to tell you that we Hmong people are not as bad as what you see today or what you hear today, and we are not cartels. must we be reminded that the good ones and the bad ones got to be separated, okay? And we come here today, how can we treat each other? How can we live in this neighborhood and groom this community, okay? One fact, if it wasn't for your real estate agent, we wouldn't even buy land here. And for this morning, I encountered a young gentleman with a 1997-98 Ford Explorer, dark grayish, with no license plate, broken tail light, driving on Desivado, and I drove him, and I was trying to tell him that his tail light is out. That is a danger to a public threat, which he doesn't have a registered license plate. I don't know who he is. I have a video here. If I may come up to the podium and show you, council members, this is a violation of the California Penal Code without proper registration. And also he's doing violation on 647J BC on California Penal Code, 602 PC, which is trespassing, California Code, 646.9 PC, stalking. So this guy, I mean, let's just look at it this way. We come here, we want to be a friendly neighborhood. We want to boom this community, okay? We're not cocktails, we're not bad. Most of these people you see out here today, they're all veterans from Vietnam War. And they all deserve a dignity. And they want to be left alone, just like you guys, when you guys move here. So please, don't violate people's rights. We as human beings too, we're citizens of America, all right? You have rights, we have rights. You want to be left alone, we want to be left alone, okay? So I just want to come clear that this morning that I catch this car, I mean, we have so many law enforcement, and why we're not enforcing laws that's been here, you know, with broken tail lights, cars driving on public road without proper registration. I mean, and then you catch another guy and you just, you know, harass him or some other else and escalate the problem. That's not what we should do here. We should look at the clear facts first before we move in. I mean, I got no doubt on the sheriff. He's a good man. But you got to separate, and you got to look at the goods and the bad. That's all I got, Council Member. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Peter. I am one of the residents here in Siskiyou County and also a concerned residents or citizens of the United States. I just want to recall and get a clarification from Sheriff Lupi in regards to what he had mentioned earlier, that this year alone, he had issued 80 search warrants. About 3 months ago, I happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time visiting my friend. And I just would like a clarification from Sheriff Lupi. What are his protocols in this county when there is a search warrant going to someone's private property, and when they showed up not presenting the search warrant to the resident or the property owner, but we are being threatened and harassed by assault weapons, and we are asked to be separated from our partner, especially my wife and I was here, and she was being assaulted by the sheriff when she was in the house. Therefore, as a citizen, I have the right for my Constitution and my amendments, and I have the right to remain silent. But I was asked numerous questions by Detective Peacemaker, who drove that unlicensed plate Ford Explorer, snooping around in Siskiyou County. Therefore, in front of the Board of Supervisors, I would like to get into clarification and explanation of what are your protocols when there is a search warrant to any private property. Thank you.
So, or you can leave the room. Now, we're talking about a resolution. That's all we're going to be talking about. You're going out a little bit from what the board is considering. So if you want to speak to the resolution that's before us, we'll hear you. Is there any other public comment? Yes, ma'am.
I'll try to speak up. I've been accused of having a low voice. My name is Francine Beauchamp. I live on KRCE. And this is the first time I've come to one of your meetings. It's not that we are unconcerned. We have just thought we would just kind of keep a low profile and see what would happen, my husband and I. However, we are becoming more concerned, and personally, we were affected twice this spring. Not only did we purchase a parcel that was, to protect, have no growers next to us, but this spring, twice we had dogs that were not on leash. And on one of the occasions, one morning we saw a neighbor walking up on our property with his shotgun. And he had been out feeding his horses when these two dogs challenged him. And he was looking for them. We saw where the dogs ran to. It was one of the grower lots. And but this is the second time we had seen the dogs. The first we heard of them challenging individuals. Not long after that, we, one morning, having our morning coffee, we saw a bunch of strange men on the back side of our property. So we went out to investigate, and it's CAL FIRE. They were notified that they had an illegal fire or smoke. And so they were canvassing that whole side of Black Mountain. And in the area, they did find where the fire started. I overheard the men talking, but the fire had been put out. Black Mountain, the brush has not been taken down in years. It is a cinder block. It is ready to go. And we can't have illegal, cooking outside, which is what has been going on. And so, we have experienced just this spring these two situations on our own piece of property. And so, I would really ask that you seriously consider this ordinance or this request for a state of emergency. If we need more people to maintain the laws of this county, then maybe this is the way to go, and I'd like you to seriously consider it.
Thank you. Anyone else, public comment on the emergency order? You want to go to the middle right there?
Hello, thank you for.
Good afternoon.
Oh, it is afternoon already, all right. I'm fine, but anyway, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. The reason I'm here today, not like this gentleman said, that I'm a pot grower when in his speech, is that there's been a lot of things going on in my community. I am also a Siskiyou County resident, and I'm proud to say that Siskiyou is my hometown. I also am, support the sheriffs and bring the community into a place where our kids and everybody can live unafraid. But being a Hmong American, I am afraid. As a matter of fact, I live in fear. Reason why? Seems like a lot of the tension, again, like another gentleman said earlier, we have to separate the good from the bad. And not all of us are here. We are labeled being a drug lord or growing marijuana. Not all of us are. The reason why I say not all of us are is because there is people out there. And, we all support the sheriff and do what's right for this county. But at the same time, I show up today because I want you guys to hear, I want the board to hear, that not all the Hmong people are drug lord per se on the news. Not all Hmong people are bad per se. There's bad Germans, bad Vietnamese, bad Chinese, bad Australian. Why is the Hmong being called bad? That's just, again, the Hmong people does support the sheriff in doing what's right for Siskiyou County. But we refuse to be labeled the Hmong is destroying Siskiyou County. We refuse to walk down the street and have our neighbors look at us, labeling us. Because there's another incident. He's happened to be Hmong. But not all Hmong people are like that. And I am very glad that I have this opportunity to sit in front of all your board members and the sheriff, which I respectfully does respect you for trying to make this community a safe home for our children and our future children. But again, I'm very, very offended when I look in the news, when I see what's going on, and the word Hmong pops up. Why can't we just say, for example, Chi Ming, a situation that I just saw last week. Instead of saying Hmong, he's an individual situation. Why does the Hmong people have to be in there? Why do we have to be labeled? We came to this Siskiyou County, majority of us came to this Siskiyou County because we want to better our lives from the city. We want, for example, my sister and I, we were semi-retired. We have grandkids. We don't want to live in a big city anymore. But so happened that we walk into this county and we're being labeled just because another Hmong guy or a Hmong gal that did something illegal reprimand the individual, not the whole group, the Hmong people. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Over here.
Through the chair,
Yes.
even if someone was going to speak anonymously, it helps the clerk if we could at least get a blue card crossed with anonymous on it, and anyone who
Okay.
doesn't, it
Okay.
helps me with my numbers, yes. Yes.
You get them lined up.
Is there any more public comment?
Come on up the line.
Just kind of, now that you know that on the blue card, if you're not going to name yourself, put anonymous on there as well, so that the clerk will have count of who spoke. And I'm
Thank you.
sorry. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, board member. My name is Liam. I'm a very recent moving into Siskiyou County. My main purpose of moving to Siskiyou County, I can directly tell you that to grow medicine cannabis, because my husband and I have moved from Laos to America 40 years ago. We have been working ever since then and now retired. With all his health and mine, this doctor gave numerous medications doesn't help. The purpose of my husband and I moving into this county is because we want to longer see our grandchildren grow up. And I'm sure that I speak to half of the Hmong people out there. So please, I understand. I've been in the United States for 40 years. I have been helping law enforcement where I live. I have been helping community to come together, trying to understand each other. I'm sure that all the white folks in this room here fearful because we have different color, different background, different belief, different religion, as well as the same religion. But anything new is fearful. I understand that. And to all the ladies and gentlemen that speak for me here, that they are fearful of all the Hmong people, please try to be friends or trying to have an open mind. We're not that. The word Hmong alone is mean freedom. That's why we are not. We escaped all the way from China to Laos to America here. And the things that we are here to stay, and we are a bunch of retired and trying to do anything possible. And we have been discriminated against and against from country to country and to country. And all the things that they said, that people bring gun and stuff like that. I tell you, it will never be fair or before. You don't understand. You never understand why you have to protect yourself. As a young ladies going through war, and today, with all this, it just remind me during the wartime. This is America. This is the country. This is my home in this country. So please do not pass this. Let a few of us that who have a legitimate concern on health problem grow a few things so we can live comfortable and peacefully as your community. And please, everyone, we all human beings, we want what's the best. I even
You need to wrap it up so I can get to the next.
yes, support the sheriff. The bad apple, yes, let's take it down and destroy it. But not it. Thank you.
Thank you. Who's next? Come on up.
Morning.
Morning.
No.
Or good afternoon, yeah.
All right, nice to meet you guys again. Thank you, and thank you for giving me the honor to speak here. My name is Wei-Ying Lee. I'm the president of the 422 Council, representing the Hmong people in the Siskiyou County. I'm here today regarding Sheriff Lopez declaring the state of emergency. Well, just to, I'm not saying to the board, I'm not saying that Mr. Sheriff Lopez collecting from me is not true, but since we've been working the last 2 years on the county's ordinance, Mr. Sheriff right here, and I personally tried to contact Mr. Sheriff 4 times and did not success. And all of a sudden, this thing just happened coming from nowhere. And I just couldn't believe it that this happened. And I just want to report something to this county that ever since we have been working together on the ordinance, I have done most of my part, and we make the Hmong people become residents. And now most of them are registered voter. And that is the thing that I will proud of myself and proud of Hmong people. The last 2 weeks we've been reached out to the planning departments regarding the building code, and the Hmong people as a group, we are so proud and so happy that since that we have the information guideline on how to become residents and how to make property houses on our property. And they are very happy that right now they can use their own hand without hiring any second or third contractor to do the building. And that we are just so happy and so proud. And then 2 days later, this happens and scared the whole group and all people. So, I also, with all respect to the Sheriff Lopez, I want the Sheriff Lopez to reconsider this one, which just don't make the word of one person abusing the whole Hmong community. And I don't feel this is right. I know that we've been here discussing so many times, and not to avoid saying the racial profiling of races against discriminations, but I just feel like it's targeting the Hmong people, and this is something that right now the sheriff and I, we've been working together to improve a better understanding between the Hmong community so that we can be part of the solution and doesn't get much headache to the sheriff and the Hmong people are just getting a better understanding, and we trust the sheriff, and that was just really improved. And I don't want these decisions to ruin the relationship that the sheriff and I are building. And the Hmong are so proud to be here. Thank you.
Who's next?
Come on up.
Yeah, I'm trying. Come on up, come on up.
Get in line, please.
Get in line and we'll just get on.
He translated.
Yeah, sure. Come on up. I'm right here.
Perfect.
Great,
I'm
thank you.
retired, court interpreter.
Thank you, okay.
Thanks to my name is Bao Kelly Song.
Before we start, pull that other mic over to you so that it'll be in the recording. There you
My
go.
name is Bao
Kelly Song.
Thank you,
Kelly Xiong, Xiong.
thank you.
Okay. Good talking on the location.
Excuse me, Mr. Lube.
Cô hai địa the job the cô bây giờ nên the job
I want to talk about us as being was a refugees.
and nó lúc về tôi chỉ đào bảo cho bây giờ cái ba mình cả
Perhaps Mr. Lopez did not know how we have helped the America.
cô chỉ nên tôi ta yêu bị mình cả
My whole family was wiped out in the war because of America.
cô nè cô chỉ muốn ta cô nè tôi
My
thuộc phụ bên bên cô chỉ muốn
father was a soldier, and he died. I was so little I didn't even see my dad.
cô nè cô chỉ muốn ở tôi đông chạy
My mom and my dad gave birth to 2 sons and 2 daughters.
tôi lo mọi gì xong rồi cô nè tôi tao hay giống như là một tôi
When my mother died, the oldest brother was only 8 years old.
tôi sister older
Oh, the oldest sister.
tôi sister older ya tôi là chia thổ lúc tuổi thìวันที่thì anh thấy
The oldest sister died November 1st of last year in Mountain
ấy cho nên tôi thở khổ
is the one that passed away from the Chaco prison.
cô nè nên là tôi cô nè cô chỉ có ta hà là cái cô nè tôi bên trong mong sự bên mẹ ở từ bên thì cô chỉ mà làm chuyện tôi bên
The time that my mother was killed by the communist Vietnamese, my dad was in the front, and he did not see until after he heard the news.
thì cô chỉ là bên mẹ cô chỉ thấy thể bên cô chỉ thấy chỉ một ta hạ mình nữa
And then my father had to quit the army to take care of us. We were so young and little.
cô chỉ nên có bé tôi để nó cũng không tên nó tên chữ sau thầu
My father taught me to listen, to obey the rule of law that the official set up.
cô sa có cho mình cả thọ nên thu bé lý thổ nên do bé nên tôi bé tay chờ cô chỉ là thu nên cô chỉ mua thả hạ cô chỉ cô mình cả mua cô chỉ để họ to là xí tua có nên trong mua thì cô chỉ là mua
I want you Americans to love us just as when you came over to fight the war and we loved you and we told you where not to go. There are where
my dad wants to go
my dad wanted to go.
sao có nên thu bé bé thu nên cô nên chờ bé là bé chờ nên
I just want you, I wanted you guys help us just like we help you, save us just like we save you.
nó bé我在考虑几种不要那个吵 yes go ahead
Lopez have done many wrong. If he arrests those bad people, we want him to go take those bad people down.
yes
we'll need to wrap it up.
คุณลุงสมมติเราซื้อเขา second เพื่อเขาที่ออก
That was my first. This is my second part.
因为在一度米加的那人家一个跑了，头人家的跑都给了，
We
你
were
多
threatened by
受感
a
了，
white American walking around with a
我跑
gun
的嘛，家的跑的嘛办，
and then keep shooting and
我
put,
给家的跑你够了
carried the gun on his shoulders and as he goes
，go
around.
everywhere，你就摆就跑汽车了，因
And
为你假如比较低，我点那种的，
why didn't Lupe go and arrest someone like this?
คุณลุงเราซื้อ我挣的，
Thank you very much. That's all I have to say.
谢谢我。
Next. Okay. Okay, thanks. Go ahead, come on. You might just stay there for a minute.
Okay.
他和那个那个只他跟那个瓦亚罗斯基有康。
Great respect to you as leaders of board of supervisor in this 6Q county.
古鲁贝乌说呀，古要一个不都做，要做是对我，
My
那么
name,
也能我。
my name is Shua Yang. I'm a veteran of the Vietnam War.
这总梦多努诺被要被审判一呀，你被只要 stranger。
We and more people are here today. We are American citizens, just as you are. We're not strangers.
他讲 Mr. 卢贝，天你就被审 American， 日本要做，日本你要多看哪多，那都来牙签了。
I want to say to Ms. Lope and the rest of all of you as American, do you remember your ancestors came as a new immigrant in this country,
It's no land.
this new land?
我哋上一次做过晒就知，你要去报，一度能得容易被呢。
Before 1975, you probably have not seen someone that looked strange like us.
vì linh đã tỏ ra ý thiết cho của xã tổ chi bên thiết thọ và ý đoán những stranger
Do
ý
you
bỏ
know,
nó
do you know why after 1975 you had strangers on this land?
thọ ý thiết cho của trò
In 1960,
trong phía American CIA
the American government CIA
tao có recruit biết cái này và trò lo và secret war lo thì lúc bây giờ về FGU
they came to recruit, the CIA came to recruit us for the secret war, and they named us as
SGU
SGU,
Special Guerrilla Unit
Special Guerrilla Unit.
bên mỏ cho tao rồi nha cho ý giờ bên trẻ Hồ Chí Minh châu giờ tôi là cổ tên tôi là tên
We have two
big job
big job to do. First job was to cut off the Ho Chi Minh Trail into the South Vietnam.
họ thì giờ bây giờ chờ cho Nam Bình và tôi bom bom đâu nó theo sau Việt Nam về em nhớ chú rồi cái chờ bom bây giờ còn mùa hoa để phát
The
hiện
second job was to rescue American downed pilot as they bombed Vietnam.
cú lúc họ mà chỉ chờ bây giờ họ lưỡi mỗi ý giờ bây giờ ý tụi Nam Bình bây tôi chú rồi cho ý của nó mà chờ tao tụi Nam Bình.
This was one time I did not see it in my own eyes, but I heard and we had lost nearly 100 people just to rescue one downed American pilot.
被把一度在 CIA 多帮助被路列路上，啊被拿土的礼物多包带，特别富士的全部搞莫阿吉全的被帮赶不要赶到包带上边。
There was one CIA, a white American, came into our town, and we had to protect him and care for him just as another like almost like as a king, a royalty.
被多话被神要做那些那种那几要被建起贴起父被老去我里家。
We came to live with you now, among you now. We see that you people have no respect for us, so let that be.
我个路别的那个喏，路边的那路那个，反正
As you leaders and officials, we beg you to respect us or love us just as we had for you.
有啥个被人家没事，好没事，弄 history 这些个我。
If you want to know more about us, it's very sad. Please go look into the secret war with the Hmong.
被我做，被上面我做过，之前被ตัว被爬ตัว被道路被做被被ตัว被就爬ตัว被差ตัว爬ตัวตัว被ตัว人啊被 reborn。
When during the war, 30,000 of us died. We came to this country, it's like a reborn again.
Okay, we need to wrap this one up, go to the next.
OK， 我一般般好不住，我是我。被的被神要啥 Vista 这一爬度。
Our Hmong citizen in Shasta Vista here, nearly 1,000%.
你播报叫 geography， 叫切贴叫你的 join Africa， 但是呢被用的。
Just want to remind you that these comparing to the animals and the predator in Africa. We feel like that.
路边叫都只用我叫装被叫那用我叫 buffalo。
And Lupe's henchmen's are like the predator, and we feel like we are the buffalo.
被叫了，被叫你摸摸老师，被摸我呢，被那到身体呢。
We are all suffer from a lot of ailments, and the reason we're here because of that.
被ปวด叫พอ路边那ตัว被叫เขาปวดต้องส่งห้าง
Next, I've already gone, I'm trying to give you.
You do want the last?
No, let's go on, I'm sorry. I'm trying to give you time with the interpreter, but I can't go all day.
Okay.
If you want to sit there for a minute, because there may be someone else.
Oh, she want me to interpret for
He can translate to them.
the other way around this time.
Okay, all right.
Please.
Good afternoon.
Elizabeth Taylor, Mount Shasta.
那个 Elizabeth，那把猫下手断。
Since he's translating, I would like him to understand that since I participated in the ad hoc committee for our county to try to work together and come to agreements with ordinances.
之後你柴路垃圾你幫你估咗呢度，然後冇講過呢巴係個冇機就得明啦，我係客，
Know that within our community,
幫你呢個後邊錄咗啦，
that it's not just the Hmong people.
只係人幫是佢哋。
There's diversity in all the people between growing and non-growing in our community.
咁冇能呢種就將啲就只將嚟人冇lø係能lø好能人咯，
I have been threatened
好來啲就將嚟係人，
by white people.
就能大家來係。
I've had very disturbing rumors spread after participating in the ad hoc.
冇能係主張到股頭股到講過呢巴諗我注意就邊度得明啦。
From someone who's actually in this room.
落到度呢，我大時候有好可能啦。
But I hold my head up high and still try to work with our board of supervisors.
股จาก股都好似都股話努咗，然後仲落出邊啦。
And even though the Hmong community may be feel that this is discrimination, it's discrimination against any of us.
但係呢曬俾到細豬呢，可能有細豬但係俾誰一樣。仲。
Back to you. There's been an urgency, and this has obviously gone on in our county for a few years. For me, anymore, advocacy is for the people. It's for the people
They just want to be able to have a safe access facility, no more different than if you go to Lynn's Pharmacy, you go to the liquor store, having a safe access so they can go home and do what they do behind closed doors in the practice of their own home. There has been numerous what do you say? There's been other people besides lungs in our community that have obviously violated and paid no attention to our ordinances. The last meeting was an example of that, where someone within the white community had too much plants out. There's been other white people that have exceeded those limits and have taken it upon themselves to do whatever they feel, because there is so much uneducation out there. Nobody's taking time to educate them on what the new California state laws even mean, let alone what they mean for next year. So compliancy, whether it's local or statewide, there's so much confusion. There's bills that are even on hold now. So how can anybody that participates and wants to grow cannabis, no matter where they're at, they don't understand what's going on. It's up in arms. So people are breaking ordinances and laws because of lack of education. They have no idea what it means for next year. And somehow to figure out a way that, even if it's myself, to help educate, I don't care what color your skin is, to understand what these laws means, how do you accomplish that? So that's all I wanted to say today. But I do agree that we have a major issue going on.
Thank you. Anyone else? Keep it down. No, sorry, you've already been up. I need somebody that hasn't been. Let's go over here. This actually. Oh, hold on. Okay. Hold on. Go ahead, Donna, come on up.
Hi, my name is Donna Batch-Kalupi, and I really want to thank all the Hmong people who are here and have served in the military, and we welcome you to Siskiyou County. What we don't welcome is illegal marijuana growing. If you're here to grow your 6 plants or whatever that Board of Supervisors has said that you can grow, you are welcome to, we all will welcome you. In fact, we'd like some of you to come and speak to our organizations and tell us what happened during the war. We'd like to know that. But it seems to me that all these people are here for the same reason. We all would like the emergency ordinance put into place. I listened to everyone that spoke. Everybody says the same thing. So I'm supporting, we would like you to support everything John needs. Sounds like the whole community feels the same way. So thank you very much, and we hope you support John. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, guest is Connor. Good afternoon.
Nhờ đồng vấn đề nó hòa hợp trong này cho nó cho cứ
With respect to
sân xe sẽ được tự tụ
board supervisor, everyone, and those of have these concerns.
cũng luôn đầy huồng hùa hử vư
My name is Boa Hu Vu.
cũng giấy tổ quốc tu cho
I'm a vet.
vậy
I'm a vet.
mất kia mà cũng muốn lo
To discuss or to talk about it, there would be a lot, but
cũng có cho thầu có nên bèo lệ America tu hùa có nên bèo lệ
I started when Colonel Bellet came over there and recruited us.
tàu tua ba ba thái tế có ba ba có bèo cho
He hold hand with our General Vang Pao and said, would we help him with the war?
mà bỏ tiền có tụ lo thì cả thêm này cũng cầu sống ở tại sao nổi nó
At our time, I was 10 years old, and I was a soldier since then.
nè bỏ tàu họ rồi thì trong này giờ có sống ở trong
Have you ever heard about a 10 years old boy recruited into the war.
Cũng mà cũng sự tí giờ như là có tên không nè, cũng mà nè chủ nhà đấy đều thủ tục không như.
I defended and prevented spread of communists from North Vietnam. I spent most of my time in
Vì
the leader alone.
vì nhà qua chỉ du, cũng tụ không như là với xa ấy có hai lúc nè.
Don't know. Do you know why? I did not try to love all my own kind. How do you?
Cũng hai lúc nè thì họ bê trong nông ba nè một trên vì cụ luôn nè cả mấy cả này.
I just want to tell you that what we love you, American, is real true.
Bê trong nông tôi là bê cho chiếc xe tủ tàu ba nè cho secret war nhau để cho là cho.
Secret war with the American forces there. More than 35,000 of us have suffered casualties.
Muôn đầu lộ cho phải là tàu là bông cho cá chết cá nhân tàu là bông cho cái thà ao lúc cái chân xiên khoảng nên bắt đầu nó lúc lọt vào
Many
khoảng cái
times,
lòng trên.
we were in the Siang Khon province of Laos. Many times, the pilots down and they came through that way.
Cái một cỏ này cho mò lên trả cái một con sự một cái là tụi này nữa lòng cái sĩ gì cho tôi cổ tôi thế cứ tàu nữa lòng.
Many rescues I personally did. And you Americans were so big, we were so small. It would take 7 or 8 of us just to carry one person.
Cái một vào một chế một liên một cái phong ta cái chỉ nhau cái ba này là cái lúc cái lúc này tiền.
Just want to say we lost our country, we lost our home, lost our field. We are here now with you. We just want you to love us just like we have loved you.
Tao chỉ nên có sao bỏ cái trồng mót trong cái ngôi nhà được cái lúc chế.
We just want to know that we suffer many wounds on our body and your naked eye will not be able to see.
Cái con đài nhà đồ cái máu lâu cả cái chỗ ta sẽ ra tôi thằng nó chứ. Cái thằng này lúc cái lúc này.
We carry ammunition for you as well, and our body suffered from that. So at the end, we just want to say we have loved you. Please love us back. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Come on up.
My name is Za Mua Yang. The person that Mr. Lupi arrested and locked up, his name is Chimeng. That was my son. We live here. We moved here now. We are good citizens. Whatever Mr. Lupi wants, we will help him. Just for Mr. Lupi to know that if he still, in the future, he needs our votes or our support, please approach us and we can help him and he could be reelected. The new resolution right now that he wants to get and then just wipe out everything, I ask him to stop. In addition, I want you to ask Mr. Lupi. He came to chop down the tree.
จะท่องได้ที่จะใส่ยาหน้าเฉาลูกปีละเจียเอาเมื่อเสียมันจะท่องหลายตาที่จะจ้าว่าไปฟ้าหน่อยยาวจะแล้วเขามาอ่านดีตาเราเขาแบบเขานอนเรื่องถึงกับวันนี้แต่จะนอนกับเจ้าหน้าลูกปีลูก
Mr. Lupi came and he destroyed properties. He's destroying generators, water tanks, and other hoses. Just want to let you know that those things did not offend Mr. Lupi anyway, anyhow.
ก็เลยอาจารย์เข้าใจตัวเนี้ยว่าจะนั่งตัวชัวตัวปือเขาน่ะ แล้วเชื่อตัวจะเนี่ยจะเราจะมัดตะก้าหล่อนั่นแต่อีตัวนั้นคือน้ำมันอีตัวมาปวดตกเกเราจะหรือไม่มีเหตุจะเราจะชอบเรา
Mr. Lupi stole all the money from the people that are visiting my place. Each of them carry a couple $100 in their body, and they stole all those money and kept it. Did not even record. I don't see anything on the records.
อุตสาห์เด็ดลูปีเจ้าลูก
So just keep, you know,
I just want, regarding Mr. Lupi's complaint,
hold it. To whoever, hold it. Enough on Sheriff Lopi. If you don't like the resolution, say it and get on with it.
昨天你要站的Mr. Lupi 做讨厌么？这样的要那几年的那海的那几年了，是北京到了。
ที่ให้ตาตาเด็กก็จูนั่นแน่
Yes, I had just stated that. Please stop. I don't like it.
Thank you.
แต่ที่ให้ตัวเสด็จพวกอีหลอนดีนะ
I just want to
ลู
make
กปี
last
แต่
word.
คำแพนแต่ตรงเดียเต้แต่นอจีแจ้งแต่จีจึงมันนั่งเจนเจยอะแล้วนึกกล้าแต่ยังนึกว่าจีเตี้ยขนาดจึงมาแจ้งนะ
Most of the complaint that Lupi stated is false. I just want to let you know that.
Thank you. Next, let's go over here. Mr. Hook, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the board. I don't have a whole lot to say. I'm in support of the things that the sheriff and the board is trying to do to get a handle on things. The public comment here, as so often is the case, has gotten awfully far afield from that. Is there prejudice in the community? Of course there is. There's prejudice in every community, but I'm not prejudiced against any particular race or creed or color. I'm prejudiced against people who've moved into my neighborhood and turned it into a slum. I'm prejudiced that the hundreds of dollars in assessments I'm being charged to repair roads are being destroyed by water trucks who are there for the sole purpose of supporting illegal cannabis production. I don't care who they are. I think that if they have a legitimate need and a legitimate right to produce cannabis, the law provides for that. Okay? That's not what we're dealing with in my neighborhood. We're dealing with people that are there for no reason other than to produce an illicit product for a black market sale for a lot of money. I just urge the board to continue to keep that in mind.
Thank you. When is this person spoke? Who's next? Has this person spoke? It might have been the last gentleman. No, I got a chance. Just put it in the. Yeah, I think so. Yeah? Okay. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Next up. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Lupi.
Hey, I'm going to say it again.
Through the chair.
Yes.
We recess for a moment.
Sure. We're going to recess for 5 minutes.
We will begin a live broadcast here shortly as soon as the break is done.